Okay, GM, I want to stealth through the patrol. What? Well, that is a 15. With my bonuses, that makes it a 23. No chance they see me. What do you mean? There's nowhere to hide. You can't just like crouch in a crowd and become invisible. Well, you did say that the light is dim here, and dim light is technically light obscurement, and I can hide in light obscurement, so... Okay, alright, well, do the patrol get to roll anything? Like, do they get... I mean, their perception's pretty good. Well, no, they only get to use their passive perception, which is... And that's 18, so I guess they don't see you. Hey everyone, welcome to The Grit and Glory, where we learn how to improve the gaming experience. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe. But now, onto the video. So we all know that classic rogue in the D&D party who can roll like 70 plus on their stealth checks, basically all the time. And yeah, I mean, it's a very classic archetype, and it's something that you will want to play probably at one point or another. But with D&D Raw, it's just kind of silly. I mean, the first major thing is that passive perception is treated as a flaw for perception roll, which means that if you're having anyone that isn't completely ridiculously specced out into stealth, rolling against someone on their perception, the advantage is always going to be for the seeker, not the hider. And since the seeker is almost always the monster, this really punishes anyone that even lightly builds into stealth. But before you get into the roll-off, you need to get past the passive perception round. Now, this is very much in favor for the hider, especially if they are specced into stealth at all, because the seeker doesn't get to roll. It's just 10 plus their perception. So even if they have a pretty good perception, someone that has mild stealth rolling mildly well will always beat them. Now, if you do get found, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're exactly spotted. You go into that roll-off state that we spoke about before. But this whole 2-round thing is basically pointless. I mean, it works for solo stealth missions, but as soon as you bring along that heavily armored, unstealthy paladin, you might as well just skip this step. The main reason for this is because in D&D, stealth is binary. There's just either completely hidden or they know exactly where you are. But for anyone that's played any stealth games, they'll know that this is not how that works. There's usually levels to how aware the NPCs are of you. And because D&D lacks this, that means that failing a stealth roll is not exciting. There's no tension. There's no plan B. Oh, did they see us? They nearly did. Maybe we can do this instead to stay hidden. It's just they happen to roll higher than you, so they've seen you. Roll initiative. But this type of dynamic and fun gameplay is absolutely something that can and should be in the TTRPG experience. That's why in Grit and Glory, we've changed the entire way that stealth works. Firstly, you don't just roll stealth and have that work the whole night. We make it so that in the rules, you only roll in an instance where you might be spotted. Maybe you accidentally rush around a corner and there's a guard there who might have seen you. That's when you roll stealth. This avoids the whole metagaming aspect of someone potentially rolling and seeing that they've rolled bad, so deciding not to stealth. Okay, roll me stealth. Okay, that is a 3. And with my modifiers, that comes a 12. Well, that's not great, but you know, we can make it work. All right, okay, I reached the top of the wall and I want to wait for the rest of the party to come. Wait, aren't you going to head into the castle? I thought you wanted to, you know, sneak around. No, I'm okay. Actually, I'm fine. I think that I should wait. This kind of thing is all too common at the D&D table, and it completely just ruins stealth as a whole because there's no tension either way. You know if you've succeeded or you failed beforehand. So that's why we've changed it. But that's not the only thing we've changed. We've also made it so that stealthing isn't just reliant on one skill or even skills generally. There is a whole arsenal of tools that you can use. one of these techniques could even be the not so stealthy approach of killing everyone that sees you before they tell anyone else. After all, if they're dead, then it doesn't really matter if they saw you or not. That is a staple of most stealth games, the sneaking up and slitting someone's throat. And it's something that doesn't really work in D&D, because if someone has seen you and their HP is too high, it's really confusing and quite annoying. So we wanted to make that an option here. But you could also go for a swiftness stealth kind of approach, where you sprint behind pillar to pillar before anyone has the chances to notice you. Or maybe you go a completely new route to avoid having to roll stealth at all, where you're small and you've used magic to shrink yourself even smaller and you hide under the floorboards or in a chest or something, so you don't even need to roll to begin with. And sure, technically D&D has made a distinction between sight and sound in their stealthing rules. However, it's always just one roll and the distinction is basically never an impact. So in Grit and Glory, we've changed that and we've made it an impact. But more than that, we've actually added a third option, which is scent. But most importantly, we've made the distinction between the three areas actually matter. How have we done that, you might ask? Well, thank you, inquisitive viewer, I would say. But how we've actually done it is by giving clear and distinct rulings on how to succeed at each of the three sections. You know, hiding behind something, whispering instead of yelling, and maybe taking a bath once in a while.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
There are also things that might make you automatically succeed or fail at one of these three sections. For example, sneaking past a blind creature. Well, you automatically succeed at staying hidden. And the important part here is that this isn't just flavor text, there is actual mechanical impact throughout this. And that also means that stealth is more than just in the moment, it's also about your preparation.
Always be prepared.
And this means playing that super assassin rogue is even cooler. Maybe you invest and find some plant that hides your scent naturally. Maybe you take a little bit of magic so you can learn the silence spell. But either way, remember that that big oath of a paladin is not going to help you. Now, this is a problem I mentioned earlier in D&D. Stealth is very a solo kind of thing, and having a party is going to ruin that for a lot of people unless everyone in the party is spec'd into stealth. But unlike D&D, Grit and Glory has a massive investment in teamwork and team-based abilities, which means that playing that stealthy character can allow you to have abilities that will help the rest of your party. You can save them from their own clumsy mistakes. So if you want stealth that actually, you know, feels like stealth and not just rolling dice in a dark corner of the room, then it's time to play Grit and Glory. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the website in the description below, where you'll find details about the Kickstarter that's going live in September, so make sure to back it. And in the meantime, you can check out my Patreon for more exclusive content, or for YouTube content, you can look here.